Hello, I'm Dana Alexander. So far, my channel has been about talking about my journey with a brain tumor and just going through things, figuring out what to do next. I've talked about my symptoms. Please check out my previous videos if you're interested. This video, for the first time, is going to be a little bit different. I want to see if ChatGPT can give advice to someone who's going through toxic abuse. Whether they're going through it now, have experienced it before, and are still dealing with the negative impacts, maybe ChatGPT can do the research, in a couple of milliseconds and give some advice on what to do, how to handle things. I'm curious. So let's check this out together. First, I'm going to ask it if it can actually give advice. So let's see. Okay, so can you give advice based on the intimate details of a particular situation? Let's see. As an AI language, I can provide general advice based on common sense and widely accepted principles, but I cannot provide specific advice based on intimate details of a particular situation. It's important to consult with a licensed professional who can provide personalized advice based on your specific situation. So that totally makes sense. I should have realized that it would give that disclaimer, and that's okay because I'm not looking for advice on my own life. And I definitely agree with ChatGPT. If you need help, you should get the help that you need from a person, not from AI. We can't look to AI, at least so far. AI is not at the level where it can give us the kind of support that we need. But I am curious to see what it would have to say about someone's situation. So I'm going to move forward. Let's give this a try. Okay, I've just found a post from a few months ago by Rockaway Railroad. So it says from 3 months ago. This is on Reddit. So Rockaway Railroad says, I'm having a rough day today with everything he did to me. I want to send him a huge text detailing everything he did to me. I want to tell him what a horrible person he is, how he is opportunistic, narcissistic, selfish, self-absorbed, and abusive. I know he does not care, and I know he will deny it all, but I'm so desperate to just be heard. How do you deal with these feelings? And I just need some encouragement to not send that text. So they really want to reach out to this person that is hurting them, that they believe is hurting them. They seem to know or believe that they shouldn't. They want encouragement to not send the text. So that suggests that they don't think they should. And I thought this was a perfect post to try on ChatGPT. So let's see. So this is what I sent ChatGPT. I understand that people should get help from professionals. However, I am curious to see what advice you can provide. I will give you information that someone shared about their situation. Please provide your advice based on your understanding and knowledge. So I kind of had my fingers crossed mentally that ChatGPT would still give the advice because I wasn't sure based on its previous response. And this is what ChatGPT has said. I'm happy to help to the best of my ability based on the information you provide, keeping in mind that my advice is general in nature and not a substitute for professional guidance. Understood. Please proceed with sharing the details of the situation, and I'll do my best to provide, I believe after that little, or behind that little regenerate response box, it says helpful advice. So here it is. So I've just shared the Reddit post, and already it is providing advice. This is pretty awesome. That was instantaneous. It's still going. Oh my goodness. I just saw some good stuff in there. Okay, let's go ahead and read this. Whew. So ChatGPT says, It's understandable that you're feeling overwhelmed with negative emotions right now and feel the urge to express them to the person who hurt you. However, it's important to take a step back and consider the potential consequences of sending such a text. Wow. Firstly, it's unlikely that the person will react positively or take responsibility for their actions. You got that right. When someone is truly toxic, they will usually not take responsibility for their actions. Um, but I found that sometimes they will take responsibility for a time, not always, but for a time. Toxic person in my life has taken is taking responsibility one time, but still their actions were still sort of the same. So when we brought it up again, they denied having done anything. So it could go both ways. So it's unlikely that they will take responsibility for their actions. They may deny your allegations. Yep. Become defensive. Yes. Or even escalate the situation. Oh my goodness, yes. Uh, this all depends on the person and the situation. Um, it depends on how toxic the person is, in what ways the person is toxic. Some people might try to get aggressive with you, and I've literally been scared by someone in my life, like literally physically scared by the person. um of course, denial, easy, simple. I wouldn't be surprised if all toxic people try that at some point. Become defensive, yes. Escalate the situation. Oof, that can get scary. There's also, so there's denial. There might be another one, and I can't quite remember if they were denying what they did at the time, or if they were just trying to get my sympathy. But I remember there being tears. It might have been a denial, or it might have been a, please, you need to feel sorry for me. I did something to you, but you should feel sorry for me instead. I had a problem first that you should be sorry about. So therefore you should not expect any apologies from me. Yeah. Secondly, sending such a text may prolong your own emotional pain. Ooh, preach. And prevent you from moving on from the situation. I'm so shocked. I knew that ChatGPT had access to a lot of wisdom, but oh my goodness, that makes so much sense. And one particular way that I can think of that sending the text could prolong your pain, or prolong this person's pain or anyone's pain, sending a text, writing a letter, it could come back to bite you in the butt. They could start messaging you. They could abuse you via message. They don't have to be face to face with you, or even over the phone to harass you, or to hurt you, to say things that maybe they probably should not be saying. Because they're just trying to get to you, just trying to hurt you, just trying to keep their claws in you, so they can keep happily feeding on your emotions. If you write to someone, that's something that they could send around. If you text them, that's something they can send around, and they could get people in your sphere on their side, and then those people might start becoming flying monkeys and might start messaging you. It can become a whole thing. So, and probably irrespective to all of that, it sending a text message or writing a letter could just keep you invested in the whole situation, which would potentially prolong your emotional pain. Instead, I would suggest taking some time for self-care. ChatGPT, you and I are about to have a few conversations here, because oh my goodness, this is like, get professional advice, but oh my gosh. Instead, I would suggest taking some time for self-care and finding healthy ways to process and express your feelings. Wow. You may consider talking to a trusted friend or family member if you have one. Not always the case, unfortunately, but yes, definitely if you have one. Seeking therapy or counseling, writing in a journal, or engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. It's important to prioritize your own well-being and healing. Wow, so wise. If you still feel the need to communicate with the person, consider writing a letter, or email. Oh, okay, good. That you don't send. Oof, I thought me and ChatGPT and I were about to disagree by this, that you don't send. You don't send the letter. If you write the letter, do not send it, please. Mm-mm, don't do it. I think that kind of thing has probably helped people in the past, but I've heard it come back and nibble on some tuchuses also. So I would stay away from that. So you write the letter or you write an email. The email's iffy because you could send it by accident. Write a letter. Write it down. Write a letter in a notebook where the paper never leaves the binding so that it cannot get out. So you never send it, and you're just doing this to get your feelings out. This can be a therapeutic way to express yourself without the risk of further negative interactions. So that's what I was talking about before. If you write the letter and send it, if you type up the email and send it, if you write the text message and send it, that person that you believe has been hurting you, however they've been hurting you, humiliating you, hurting you, talking down to you, whatever it is, they could just continue to come at you, but they could also garner the what is the word? Why am I trying to say respect? Let me start again. They could also go to your friends, your family, your workplace, whoever, and say, this is what they're saying to me, or this is what they're accusing me of, or look here, I've got evidence that she or he is hurting me. And they could get some flying monkeys involved. And those flying monkeys could be part of those negative interactions that GPT is talking about, that ChatGPT is talking about. Remember, you deserve to be treated with respect and kindness. Yeah, we need to pause right there. It's so true. It can be hard to respect yourself and be kind to yourself. I know this. When you've been through something that hurts, and when you've been treated in a way that it was almost like training, that you should, almost like someone was trying to train you to understand that you are not worthy of anything good. When you go through that, it can be hard to be respectful and kind to yourself. And it can be harder still to expect respect and kindness from others. Don't let someone else's actions define your self-worth. Yeah, exactly. Focus on taking care of yourself and moving forward in a positive direction. My gosh, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. You might want to reach out to that person and tell them, you did this to me. This is what I've got, the evidence, and look at all of this. If you watch reality TV, you would have seen that kind of thing actually backfired. Someone said, I have the evidence, and if they show it, then that will show you everything. That will that will show you exactly what I've been going through. And at least half the world, maybe more like 75% of the world of people who got involved in the conversation did not believe the person who said that they were being abused. So the evidence that you have might not be the evidence that you think you have. Maybe it is, but even if it is, why would showing it to them do anything? If you really think about it, what are you trying to get from showing this person the evidence? Now, every situation is different. So, it's possible that there is something to get. Maybe there are children involved. Maybe there are finances involved. Maybe there are things that you own together that, if you've got the evidence, you can get what is rightfully yours. Maybe it's something like that. But otherwise, are you hoping that they'll change? because if they're truly toxic, they won't change, and it would be best to move on. Like ChatGPT says, take care of yourself and move forward in a positive direction. Well, this has been episode 1 of advice on toxic abuse from ChatGPT, and I'm looking forward to see more advice from ChatGPT. I'll try to get different situations and plug them in and see what ChatGPT has to say. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.